Sabbath. I'm getting my upper body exercise on this morning. Welcome to Dr. T Time. And we have a guest on, a special guest, Mr. Wallace. But Mr. Wallace, I want you to lower your phone so we can see all of your face. So he is coming on, and I hope you're having a great morning, starting off great. I hope you had a refreshing night of sleep. And this is a Sabbath day, and we celebrated the best way we can, remembering the day because from ancient times to now, things have been turned upside down, and so we have to do the best that we can to give thanks. It's another day of thanks because we're alive, we're well, and we're kicking. And even if you have some problems, I want you to walk through those problems with a smile, and you don't have to tell all of your business, and let somebody special, somebody who's in control, take care of all of your situations, fight your battles for you. And remember that vengeance is his, it's not yours. And so you just stay in your lane. And he's always in his lane because he's one that never slumbers or sleep. And he is so good to us, knowing all of our secrets and also willing to provide everything that we need because he has it all and he freely gives. There's no charge for his love. Just give him the glory and just say thank you. So I'll take the time to say thank you, Father. Thank you for all that you've done. Thank you for your protection, for your grace and mercy. And we just give you all the praise and the honor and the glory. And you don't have to believe in what I believe in. But you need to thank someone today. You need to hug someone today. You need to kiss someone today. You need to ask someone for forgiveness. And you need to take the stress off your body. If you do that, you can get rid of some of those medical ailments that you have if you just do it better. Do it the way we were taught to do it. Do it politely. And if you don't want it done to you, please don't do it to anyone else. Because most of the time, all of the time, it comes right back to you. Whatever you throw out in this universe, it comes right back to you. So don't throw out the negatives. Don't throw out the bad things. Throw out goodness and patience and kindness and self-control and love and joy and happiness and peace and some other good attributes so it'll roll back to you. If you throw out hate, guess what? It'll roll back to you. You might not understand it, but it rolls back to you. And sometimes it touches the family members, the people that you love. So be kind. Always give great eye contact. And, love one another. I'm not sure what happened to Mr. Wallace, but I'm hoping he'll be back shortly. So we have a great day. We're coming in on almost the end of April. It seemed like it was just January not too long ago. But I can tell you a little bit about Mr. Wallace, but I don't want to spoil what he wants to say to us this morning. All I can tell you about him is that he's a community-minded man, and he's been doing it for years, not for a week or two, but for years. And we also should represent, as citizens in a community, we should also represent our community well. There is something that always needs to be done. There is something that there's work to do. There's actions that need to be performed, good actions. We need to spend more time, if we're not already, mentoring to the young, celebrating our elders, and trying to help them as best we can. I can tell you this, that my mother lived to be 94 years old, and, mine was pretty good, but the body was giving out. So there were things that she couldn't do around our house that she always was able to. And if we keep living, we're going to get to the point where we're going to need some help to do household chores and to help with getting a bath and help with preparing meals and stuff. And so those are the things that we need to kind of keep in mind as we age as well. So, if you know you're going to need some help later on, you need to give some help so that help will be available for you when you need it. And I'm not saying tit for tat or anything like that, but we need to do right by our elders. We need to support our young people in the best way that we possibly can. We need to mentor to them wherever they are, however old they are. Mentor to them with positive mentoring so that we can move forward and do all that we can do to change what has been set up in this world for us to fail. We actually have to write our own script for living from this day forward, our own script for helping our young people to grow and to learn and to be all that they can be, to build up their self-esteem and their confidence, their self-confidence. We need to work on building more programs like that. It is necessary. It is really an requirement as we see that this world is falling um, miserably. You know, the rich keep getting richer and the poor is getting poorer, and the way the prices are going up with inflation, we're going to all be standing on the corner with a cup. Years on down the road, but we don't start paying more attention to what's happening behind us and behind the scenes. You know, it's not easy. It's not always broadcast as enemies come kind of like a snake slithering. And excuse me, I know this is Mr. Walter. Let me just answer this call for a moment. Gonna mute my mic so I can speak with him just a moment, okay? And I'm apologizing for that right now, but this is working on his device and making it to the show, and we still have time. He has time to do it, you know, and we are not upset about it at all. The show goes on. But I really wanted him to be on the show to talk about the things that he wanted to talk about, and for you to meet him if you have not already met Mr. Walter Wallace. And he was just voted a Trailblazer in February. And I was at the celebration, and so I'm liking all of what I've seen as it relates to and what I heard. So I want to have him on the show to discuss and talk about what he's doing, what he has done, and what he's going to do. But in any case, we need to understand more about what's happening in the world. And I know these social media platforms have put out a lot of information, some negative, some hurtful. And a lot of it is educational. A lot of it allows us to learn more about what's going on in the world. And we got to do an analysis ourselves and select. I'm sorry, he's calling again. Okay, I guess that was an accident. He wasn't on the call when I said hello. So anyway, you know, all young people are good. Sorry, I am apologizing. Excuse. Okay, he's gonna try and leave the site and come back. And so, anyway, as I was saying, our young people are our greatest assets in this community and we want them to grow up knowing what to do. And we want them growing up paying attention to what is wrapping around them. We want them growing up full of self esteem and confidence so that no one can tell them anything differently. So, we're going to have to do better. We're going to have to do better. We're going to have to fight for them harder and harder and harder and never give up. I don't care what type of behavior the child has now. Everyone has the ability and the potential to make change if they are given proper instructions and you direct their path properly. And so those are the things that we need to be focusing on. And while we're focusing on our kids, we also need to focus on the elderly people in our community. They need they need our help. Uh, so I'm not sure what's happening from a technology perspective, but in any case, we have these issues all the time, So this Wi-Fi and technology is not all etched in stone. We use it like it is, but it fails as well. So we always need to have an ace in the hole type of thing. And so I'm the ace in the hole this morning. Since Mr. Wallace is having problems. And I hope I do the show justice just speaking to you some things that are on my mind. You're welcome to chat in any questions or concerns or just talk to me or tell me what you want me to tell someone else. That is a positive reaction that will create a positive reaction and a positive celebration. We need to do more of celebrating our children. We know we all come from different backgrounds, different households. Some households have one child, two, three, four, up to 17. I've even heard as many as 17 in one family that I know of, okay, that I know of. There could be a mother that had more than that. But I know of a family that had 17 siblings, okay, and the mother bore 17 children. What a house that was, huh? But in any case, each of us come with preconceived notions as to our birth order. So if you ever get a chance to just look up what the description is about your birth order, you will see yourself in black and white in a book that they have done research on from way back when, and they're still researching that, about how the birth order in the family of the siblings leads to certain behavior patterns and certain emotions and certain feelings and it's not anything that the parents do, because let me tell you now, when your parents conceived you and you were born, guess what? They didn't get a book of instructions. And so the same experiences you might be having in a negative light, I call it drama and trauma. We all have had that. And the outcome is for us to get over drama and trauma the best way that we possibly can, because we don't respond positively to the drama and trauma that we have experienced or are experiencing, then we'll stay in that cup forever. And that's not necessary. That's not required. No one should want to stay in drama and trauma. I understand you get caught in it. All of us got trapped in it at some point. Something we didn't like as we were growing up. But we don't have to take it into our life and we 50 years older than when the drama and trauma happened. Even if you're experiencing something now, know that there's a way out from a mental and a emotional and state like that, so that you can feel better about yourself. You can think better, make better decisions. And so that's the goal when you have experienced drama and trauma. And if you there he is, yay.
All
Okay,
right. Think we should stick together now, hopefully this time.
yay, so happy. You get an A
I'm so,
now.
I'm so happy. Yeah, I do. I have a little time. I wish I was, I'm in my age and stuff now. If lots of these things, I have to go to my grandson, because these kids, he's 14. I didn't come up with a Google and all those other things they got today, but it's a
Yes,
great thing in the world for the kids. And
yes.
basically, what I do, I'm president of the Sickle Cell Disease Association for
Okay.
Escambia, Santa Rosa County,
Mhm.
and basically I've been running president of that organization, trying to keep it alive because a lot of people do not know. especially uh, minority blacks and Hispanics and Mediterranean, how devastating sickle cell disease is, and understanding sickle cell trait.
Right.
So I've been in that position, trying to spread the word. And the only thing I tell you, sometimes you can get disappointed and
Mm-hmm.
things don't seem like work out because all this time, the African American community really had not embraced sickle cell.
That's correct.
I ask people, when the last time have you ever seen a sickle cell commercial? I mean, ad. You know how
I
they put on that about heart cancer, breast cancer, and all that. But on
mm-hmm.
TV,
Even
you don't
about
never see
pets,
that.
they got animals they're getting donations for. On television. The animals
Right.
they show a commercial where you can donate to taking care of animals, pets, and things, and they're not taking care of the human beings.
That's what I'm saying. You don't see no ad telling you about sickle cell trait and sickle cell disease at all.
You
And
got
part of the and I tell anybody part of the problem is because just like me, like in my organization, I mean I got to try to reform a board, trying to get a board of members and getting people interested in sickle cell and just to really hand the banner over to some younger people that can break in live and do the programs and and just energize the black community. When I sent out almost 200 letters, and the majority of them going to my black churches, and you'll be surprised how many response I get.
I
I mean,
understand.
you would think, yeah, you understand, and then I'm grateful for things, but I look at things and things do happen. The Delta sorority,
Mm-hmm.
they have come on board to do a sickle cell walk
Mm-hmm.
this year.
Yeah, I've done that before, but it was years ago. Uh,
Yeah,
Down near the blocks, we started walking and walked all
right.
the way.
When we're down on the villa, we're down on the Villa Street that Dr. Goodman offers. But now
Yes.
we continue to be on the Villa Street, but I call it the Eddie Todd building right there on the Villa and
Mm-hmm.
in Belmont. We in Suite 219.
Mm-hmm.
And but they come on board. Last year we had Jack and Jill. They came on board last year and did
Right.
a blood drive at Zion Hope. And hopefully we're hopefully getting together some things. Hopefully we will have a classic car show this year. So
Wonderful.
I'm 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 just I guess got just faith that uh, that this community will always support sickle cell. And and I tell anybody one of our main things is that we don't have no black newspaper. You
Not
don't
anymore.
you don't you don't have no way you don't have no way to know
So,
what's going on in the black community like we
mhm.
had when Pensacola Voice was here
Yes.
because the
And before
mainstream.
and before then, Mr. Wallace, we had the citizen, the colored citizen.
Right, the color system.
Mm-hmm.
And then just like now, the mainstream newspaper, Pensacola News Journal, you got to get if you get a paper copy, you got to get it through mail
Yeah.
that you scribe,
Yeah.
and and they don't cover the minority community, and I hate to say it most time when they covering on TV is that when you see we make news only when we're going to jail.
It seems like it.
Yeah, but I myself look at it because you don't get anything if you don't demand anything. It's a difference. I tell people it's a difference being on the menu because you weren't there when the menu was playing.
Yeah.
So if you start going to these meetings and demanding
Mm-hmm.
funding,
Mm-hmm.
you take you want to look at the National Institute of Health. They
Mm-hmm.
distribute the majority of the money from Congress for
Mm-hmm.
all health initiative research and all.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go there, you probably see sickle cell almost at the bottom
Mm.
when it come down to federal dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my association, we are a member of the Florida uh, Sickle Cell Disease Association of Florida. There's about 13 chapters around the
Mhm.
state of Florida. In
Mhm.
fact, I'm trying to prepare and get me a flight to go down to our state meeting in St. Petersburg next month.
Mhm. Great.
Uh, and that organization tried to lobby funding from the state for
Mhm.
help for sickle cell. And then
Mhm.
we have the national office, Sickle Cell Disease Association of America, and they
Mhm.
are located. They're located in Baltimore, Maryland, and
Mhm.
let they lobby the Congress for funding.
Yes.
And it is like a lot of people got to know too. Sometimes they'll pass a law or endorse something, but they don't put funding behind it. I think it
Yeah.
was back when President Obama, I think he had put $6 million out to be donated for sickle cell. But sometimes we, as a local chapter, I don't know how to see that thing. And one of the
Yeah.
good things too is that Florida's the only one. But in Florida, you can buy a Martin Luther King Live a Dream tag, which Martin Luther King. I tell anybody that's the only picture. That's the only we're the only state with a black man on the flag on his tag,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
you know you can purchase that tag, and
Mhm.
proceeds from that tag come to the local chapter here in Scammon, Santa Rosa County.
Well, see,
It's a
that's good
beautiful.
information because we didn't know that. So if you go to DMV, you can request to purchase a Florida tag with Dr. Martin Luther King picture on it, and the funds from that tag, all of those funds will go to the Sickle Cell Foundation.
Yeah, we go to our chapter.
Oh, to Escambia County's chapter.
Yeah, Scammon County, Santa Rosa, Santa Rosa. We cover Scammon and Santa Rosa County.
Well, let me ask you a few questions based on what you said. Do you know when the walk is going to be held?
Well, tentatively, we're in the planning stage. In fact, I'll be meeting with a young lady tomorrow, and we're in the planning stage of that. We know it'll probably be in August or either September.
Okay.
Because what it is, September is National Sickle Cell Awareness Month,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and normally that's when we do a lot for fundraising activity.
Mm-hmm.
I know we have a golf tournament, and uh, and we got the Charity Motorcycle Club. They
Mm-hmm.
always do a motorcycle run for sickle cell. That
Great.
Mr. Sam Edward and his group.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they've been doing that almost about 13, 14 years now.
Well, that's
They
good.
always
So
been,
thank you. Thank you for letting us
but
know. So
and we
appreciate.
also always want people to know that most people with sickle cell disease, they have to have blood transfusions. So we ask people to donate blood. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I had Jack and Gio did last year. They had a
Mm-hmm.
blood drive.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you want to be, you're not sure, you need to be tested for, see if
Mm-hmm.
you got the sickle cell trait. Now,
Mm-hmm.
my little 1 minute spin is how we have to distinguish between sickle cell trait and sickle cell disease.
Mm-hmm.
Now, sickle cell disease trait, you can have that gene in you, but
Mm-hmm.
that gene is sit there. But now if you, a man and a woman, female
Mm-hmm.
get together and they
Mm-hmm.
have a child, it could
Mm-hmm.
be 25% of the chance that child will have disease because both of them have the trait.
Right.
Now, we have had cases where a lady got 5 children, and but one of them got the disease, but all of them gonna have the trait.
Yes.
So it's better to be tested and realize, when you talk about having children, to know
Mm-hmm.
the fact.
Right. Right.
And the fact is, if you got sickle cell trait and that child, your partner got sickle cell trait, then
Mm-hmm.
the chances are your child might be born with the disease.
Okay. Well, let
But
me
then,
wait, Mr. Wallace. You're giving out some great information, and here's what I'm thinking: is that since you didn't get all of your time today, take a look at your calendar and tell me when you can come back on. Not next Saturday, but and not in May. When you can come on back in May, because we need to be spreading the news about the walk. We need to be spreading the news about the blood drive, and we need to add, we have some questions to ask you about sickle cell. We have questions,
Okay.
and we don't have time to get those questions answered. So you and I will talk next week. I give you a call, and we'll schedule you again to come on the show. Plus, some people are wanting to know about the transportation advisory board that you sat on, or if you're still sitting on it. So we have questions that we don't have time to answer right now. So we're going to go to a commercial break, and it'll be the same format. And you have my number, and you know my name. And I want you to call me if there's something, or text me, or whatever you want to do. Email me and let me know if there's something that I can help you with to do for your sickle cell campaign, your sickle cell organization in Escambia and Santa Rosa County. I'm volunteering my time to you right now because it is important. And I want to say this: I was in Africa some years ago, and I was showed the trait of the sickle cell under a microscope, and the lab technician showed me where the sickle cell trait under a microscope is shaped like the continent of Africa.
Yeah, right. He's like just like a donut hole.
Yes. And I was so impressed, So I don't know the connections and all of that, other than what I seen on the lab and what I under the microscope in the lab, and what I was told. But we need to discuss that a little bit further, okay? And so I want to thank you for joining us, and I don't care about you being late or anything like that. A show is a show, and the information that you presented already has gone out. So we know what you're doing, and we know you're doing some other things that we don't have time to cover today. But we're going to set you up to come again, okay?
Okay.
So we'll
Well,
talk next week.
we'll be more technology advanced by then too.
Good. You had your trial run this morning, so you can do it. So
Yeah.
anyway, we're going to go to our commercials, and we thank you very much for joining us. And you're very informative. You're a fine citizen in the Escambia County, and we do appreciate you. So we have a show that will air. This same show will air Saturdays today, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, on GMAP Broadcast Network. You go to www.gmap1.com to watch the show, but it'll show again in Chicago, Illinois at 7 p.m. And then also we have the broadcasting, like I said, every Saturday p.m. Central Standard Time, Chicago time. Go to www.gmap1.com. I'm sorry for messing with the person behind the scenes. And then the other thing, we have prayer every Saturday at 7 a.m. Dial in prayer line at 605-313-5883. Corporate prayer every Saturday. If one person, two-person, however many persons want to join, do that. Dial in line 605-313-5883, and we're praying for a difference. We're not coming to pray to communicate and have a social. We're coming to pray to the source that has everything that we need, okay? So I want y'all to have a happy Sabbath. Mr. Wallace, you have a great day. Thank you. And if I don't talk to you before you travel to St. Petersburg, but I hope I do have you on the show before then. It might be best to have you, though, when you come back so you can give us more information. But anyway, we'll work out those details. And I, again, want to thank you for joining us. You have a great day. Happy Sabbath to everyone. Keep smiling. Remove those frowns. Bye-bye.